Okay, sixth graders, here's a real quick little homework help video. And if you look carefully here, you can see that I've actually answered, well, at least 35, 36, 38, and I'll go over 39 here in just a moment. So, a commutative property of addition, I actually don't, this is the very first chapter of the book. I don't remember them going over the properties, but I also know commutative property of addition, associative property of addition, associative property of multiplication. Those things were actually taught in fifth grade. But if you remember, assuming you were taught it, a commutative property of addition basically states, and this is number 35 here. This is the one we're looking at here. This is the answer to 35, and this is what we're talking about right here. This one, that basically, if you change the order of what you're adding, it doesn't change the solution. I don't know, so 3 plus 2 plus 5 is the same as 2 plus 3 plus 5. So you can change the order of the addition, and it's not going to change the value. 36, associative property of addition. Associative property of addition. So this is the one we're talking about right here, 36. All right, and the associative property of addition is similar to the commutative property, but here they're talking about grouping. The associative property, you can change the grouping of the symbols, and it doesn't change the value. So you can look and see what they've done here. 7, what is that? 7 divided by 29, and that's the parentheses around that, and then you have a 13 divided by 7 plus 29. That's 36. No, it's addition. I'm having a hard time reading that. That's addition. So associative property, you can change the grouping symbols, and again, it's not going to change the value of what you're doing. 37, you could skip. 38, associative property of multiplication. You guys can take a moment and actually just look that up on your own. But the answer to number 38 is associative property of multiplication. And again, you can see that it has to do with grouping symbols. When we're talking about associative, we're talking about grouping symbols. Okay, 39, the last one I'll help you with here. Take a quick look at it. I went ahead and I just copied it. That right there is the same thing as that. And so they're asking you in what order should you perform the operations. Well, remember, order of operations, PEMDAS. I don't see any exponents in here. There isn't any grouping symbols, or parentheses, rather. So we're going to go simply left to right. It looks like multiplication here. That's going to be the first thing we do. Then we have a subtraction, and then we have some addition, but you would do multiplication before you do any addition or subtraction. And then they have division, so you would do that. When it comes to multiplication and division, you would just simply go left to right, whichever comes first. Same thing with, well, I won't say that. That might confuse things. So anyways, you just go simply from left to right. So what's the first thing we do? We do multiplication. So I'm looking at A, B, and C, and D here. They all have multiplication first. So that hasn't narrowed anything down. What's the next thing we do in this problem? I already pointed that out. It's going to be division. So we need to find one with a division symbol that's second. So B has it, C has it, D does not, and A does not. So that boils down to B or C. You can see how I'm eliminating things. So we do the multiplication first, then the division, and then an addition from subtraction. Again, we just go from left to right. And so what's the very first symbol? It's a subtraction symbol. So now the third one needs to be subtraction. So B has that. And C has addition. So the answer to 39 is B. Okay, there's your homework help video. That's it. I'll see you guys tomorrow.